Hello and welcome to another informative lesson from ExamPadi. Our topic today is personnel administration in civil service. In this lesson, we will 1. Learn about the Civil Service Commission. 2. Enumerate the functions of the Civil Service Commission. And 3. Analyze the relationship between civil servants and executives. But first, what is public administration in civil service? Public administration refers to the implementation of government policies. In Nigeria, public administration includes various sectors such as the civil service, statutory corporations or parastatals, judiciary, legislature, educational institutions, Nigeria Police or Armed Forces, and other organizations in which the federal or state governments own the controlling share or interests. Let's move on to Civil Service Commission. A Civil Service Commission is a government agency constituted by the legislature to regulate civil servants' employment and working conditions, oversee hiring and promotions, and promote public service values. Its role is similar to that of Human Resource Department in corporations. The Civil Service Commission comprises the chairman and other members appointed by the head of service or governors. There is also the Federal Civil Service Commission and State Civil Service Commission, known as FCSC, an executive body with the authority to make appointments and transfers and exercise disciplinary control over federal civil servants. Officers can only be appointed into the civil service with authorization from the Federal Civil Service Commission. They focus on past records such as having been convicted of a crime, or had been previously employed in the government service, or had been dismissed or asked to resign or retire. What are the responsibilities of the Federal Civil Service Commission? They are responsible for the following. Number 1. Federal Civil Service Commission represents the Civil Service Commissioners at senior staff committee ministries meetings. Number 2. They review and approve recommendations on disciplinary cases of senior officers. Number 3. The Federal Civil Service Commission is also responsible for the recruitment of senior officers. Number 4. They have the authority to make appointments and transfers. And number 5. The Federal Civil Service Commission exercises disciplinary control over all federal civil servants. In the case of appointments at the director or permanent secretary level, the chairman of the Federal Civil Service Commission may head a panel that interviews candidates who pass the written examination. The functions of the Civil Service Commission includes the following. Number 1. It recruits highly qualified personnel into the civil service based on sound educational qualifications and performance in competitive written examinations and interviews. Number 2. The Civil Service Commission promotes competent and productive senior civil servants from one grade to another. Number 3. They can transfer civil servants from one department to the other. Number 4. The Commission has disciplinary powers like suspension or dismissal of erring civil servants. Number 5. They are vested with the power to retire civil servants and advise them on paying their pension, entitlement, and allowances. And number 6. It advises the government on appointing suitable individuals to fill some sensitive positions in public corporations and parastatals. How are civil servants disciplined, recruited, and promoted in the civil service? In Nigeria, civil servants' discipline, recruitment, and commissioning are overseen by the Civil Service Commission. This includes the following. Number 1. Discipline. Discipline in the civil service is of immense value to an organization. It ensures that civil servants adhere to the rules and regulations of the civil service. The power to exercise disciplinary action rests entirely on the Civil Service Commission. Misconduct or improper behaviors such as insubordination, immoral behavior, lateness, absenteeism, stealing, willful destruction of government property, falsification of records, corruption, negligence, fighting while on duty, and membership in secret societies, among others, are usually investigated. If proven, necessary disciplinary action is taken against the erring officer. The disciplinary measures are punitive measures to deter other staff from official misconduct. Number 2, recruitment. The recruitment process in the civil service is also managed by the Civil Service Commission, ensuring that the recruitment policies are effectively implemented. It is a process of filling vacancies in the civil service. When a position becomes available, it is advertised publicly. Interested candidates can then apply for the position. The applications are reviewed, and the most qualified candidates are shortlisted for an interview. Number 3, promotion. This means moving up the ranks in the civil service. Promotions can be based on seniority, merit, or both. The Promotion Department of the Civil Service Commission is responsible for processing promotions, conversions, or upgrades of deserving officers in the Federal Civil Service. Recommendations for promotions are forwarded to the Commission for final consideration and approval. Would you like to know how the recruitment and selection process in the Nigerian Civil Service is done? Come along with me as we discuss this. The recruitment and selection process in the Nigerian Civil Service is a critical aspect of public administration in Nigeria, designed to attract and choose the best applicants for job openings in the organization. The recruitment, selection, and placement of personnel are made in terms of the legal framework applicable to the Nigerian Civil Service, including the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended in 2011. The Public Service Rules with the Code 02201, FRN 2000 and 2000D, Federal Character Principle, Section 14, Subsection 3 of the Constitution, and so on. Therefore, human resource management experts must handle the process credibly to dispel issues such as corruption, inefficiency, low productivity, and indiscipline. The autonomy of the Civil Service Commission should not only be in the principle but also in practice. Do you know the relationship between top civil servants and the political class? Let me tell you. The relationship between top civil servants and the political class in Nigeria is complex, involving a delicate balance of power and responsibility. This includes the following. Number 1, top civil servants, including permanent secretaries and directors in ministries and agencies, implement policies handed down by the political class. They also initiate policies subject to approval by the political class. Number 2, a network of relationships exists between higher public servants and their political masters. These relationships often focus on the interactions between ministers and permanent secretaries, as they are key players in government. The former is the political head of a ministry or department, while the latter is the administrative head. Number 3, their glaring incompetence may be a source of friction between a dynamic minister who wants the job done quickly and a top bureaucrat incapable of providing quality advice to achieve the organization's goal. Number 4, frequent transfer and posting of civil servants, including permanent secretaries, may also be a contributory factor to the impairment of relationships between ministers and the administrative heads of ministries. Number 5, in some cases, government servants develop lateral links with politicians, thus upsetting hierarchical order. This affects discipline, but more than that, it makes civil servants look over their shoulders at their political mentors to see whether their actions would be approved. In conclusion, while the relationship between top civil servants and the political class is necessary for the functioning of the civil service, it is also fraught with challenges. These challenges must be addressed to ensure the efficiency and effectiveness of the civil service in Nigeria. I believe you have learned a lot on the Civil Service Commission in Nigeria. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Attempt these questions to test your knowledge of the topic. Number 1. Define the term Civil Service Commission. Number 2. Outline the key functions of a Civil Service Commission. And 3. Explain the dynamics of the relationship between civil servants and executives. Thank you for learning about the personnel administration in civil service with me. I'll see you in our next video. Bye for now.